panel, I want you guys to give him a looks rating on a scale of 1 to 10.
And don't lie. Don't
looks
bullshit
rating.
us.
Starting with you, give him a looks rating, scale of 1 to 10.
I think he's an attractive guy. I would say like
fucking lie.
Am I allowed to say 7 for them? We can't say 7 for ourselves, but can I say that for him?
You gonna go on a date with him?
I am taken, but if I was single, honestly, I'd be interested. If I were single, he's someone I would have swiped on.
You know what I feel like? I feel like because you got the backstory here, that if I see what Brian should have done, just pulled this up and said, "What do you rate him?" I think it would have been a 2. But because you have the backstory, you don't want to feel like there's pressure on you,
He's
or
kind of
like
my
you would be a
type.
monster.
I would give him a 2. I mean, to other women, I know he might be a 2, but I mean,
Do you
thought
see
he
what I'm
was
saying,
cute.
Brian? I feel like
I'm not lying.
I feel like
I would
if
tell
the
the
backstory
truth.
wasn't told,
It's
the
true.
ratings would be different.
It's true. What do you rate him on a scale of 1 to 10?
Oh, he's like a 6.
Oh, dude.
6, yeah.
Oh, is the mute? Oh, I guess we gotta skip it. Okay.
Yeah,
You could write
out.
it.
Party.
I give him
the
a 3.
roof. The roof. The 3? Okay.
I think
All
people
right.
are going to judge me. I give him a 3.
Probably like 4 or 5.
Okay.
He looks like he gives good hugs. I don't know why that.
It's like he
That's
gives
not
good
what I was
fucking
about
hugs.
to hear, but okay.
I don't know. He looks like a sweetheart.
Does anybody rate based on hugs?
I do.
No,
Like a
you
good
come
hug.
on.
I love a good
But okay,
hug.
wait.
Oh,
Where's
come
I
on,
love
give me
a
a
good
fucking
hug.
break. Oh, you know what? I can't wait to go. He looks like he gives good hugs.
Are we rating
yeah,
strictly
fucking-
on looks, though? Because I can take personality
Yeah,
into
just
account,
looks.
but
just,
if we're just rating on
just looks and
that's
what
my
you
number.
saw. You are swiping, I don't know, whichever way fucking women swipe on these apps. But you come across this, you see him, which way you swiping?
I don't know,
The
next.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know,
All right.
left or right.
What do you rate him?
I would say 4.
4? Okay.
He's kind of nerdy. I like nerds, but I give him like a 5.
Give him a 5. Okay. You like hugs?
Yeah, what the
We
fuck?
all love
fucking hugs
Hold
bullshit.
on.
You know what I do?
He looks like he's a really good hugger.
so
No man, Brian, does any man ever want to hear, you look like you give great hugs? Does anybody?
bad.
No, come on, that's terrible.
Why is that a bad thing? Why is that a bad
Because what the
thing?
man wants to hear is like, you look like you plant my face in the pillow. They don't want to hear, oh, you look like you give good fucking hugs.
Okay,
Come
imagine
on.
me.
It's
Imagine
like-
me opening.
it's like a
I
woman-
want you. You
Hold
look
on.
like you.
It sounds friend zoning.
It's like a
It
woman.
does sound
Yeah.
friend zony, yeah.
It's like a
I mean, I
woman
don't know.
saying he would make a great husband.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Oh, wait, that's not a compliment?
No. No.
It all has to be
Because
like,
because what
aggressive and
because what that
sexual.
sounds like is like,
I wouldn't. Fuck
I
you.
wouldn't fuck you, but you do seem like you're a good husband material, so I will fuck you.
So, but don't men kind of judge that way too? Like, that looks like a whatever. I'm going to try for that. I'm going to fuck her, but I want to marry this girl because she looks like a good
I think
wife.
that men's criteria and what they want in a wife is way less than what the criteria is for what women want
Just
in a
for
husband.
women.
different.
So
It
do you...
depends.
No. Well,
What's
it's not just a matter of looks. I think that men look for maternal instinct.
Okay.
I think that they're looking for like women who could be really good mothers for their kids. So like, if I were to see you and I saw the tats and this and that, I'd be again, no offense,
It's
but
okay.
I'd instantly make the presupposition you're gonna be a fucking terrible mom. Fuck that shit. But my priority is also children, right? Other men might look at you and think, she'd be a fun ride, right?
Okay.
Literally, amusement park, fun ride. The question becomes this, though. If you know, kind of like all things equal, I think that men's standards for what they're looking for in wives is a much lower standard than what wives are looking for husbands. It's like, what are you looking for if you had perfect husband? Are you married right now?
I'm single.
Right,
I'm
right.
Single right now. I was married,
So,
I'm single
so
right
let's go perfect husband versus perfect wife. What does that look like?
now. Perfect husband versus perfect wife.
Yeah. So your perfect husband is what?
I think that that's somebody who is a provider, not just for myself, but for the family, the
We
household.
got the provider, sure.
The provider is somebody who is leading by example, somebody
Sure.
who's looking out for us to maybe correct us.
That
with
would
the
be
leading.
strong moral character, right?
Yes, strong moral character.
Strong
of
moral
course.
character and provider. What next?
Somebody who provides some emotional support in that sense. I think because I also bring some financial to the table, but even if I didn't, obviously be able to understand me, to undergo, just like you were talking about earlier with the whole once a month, you're going.
You're
to
out
this
with your husband. Mm-hmm. A guy walks over, a rando, and he grabs your ass. Your husband got to knock that fucker out, right?
In my opinion,
He's got to, right?
In my opinion, yes.
Yeah, he's got
Okay?
to.
So, but I think that comes with being the leader, the protector.
So it's not just a matter of provider, right? Protector in the home, but it's also a matter of protector outside of the home. Other
Yeah,
people come.
of myself and of our family.
Of course.
Yes.
So he's got to be strong and a little bit tough, right? He's got to be. So there's actually a little bit more criteria here, isn't there?
Okay.
What is he looking for in you?
I don't know what he's looking for.
You don't know what he's looking for.
No, what is he looking for me to just be?
I'm asking you, what is he looking for? What is this guy who's a great provider? He's fucking epic. A guy grabs your ass out in the club, he's going to knock him the fuck out. What's he get?
I mean, I would reciprocate as much as I can on every other level. I mean, I can't beat up somebody. or
No,
be
I'm
like,
not
you know,
asking you to beat up somebody. What does
Yeah.
he get which is similar to what you're getting?
Loyalty.
You expect loyalty from him.
Yes. Yes.
That's
what I'm
not
saying.
something new you're bringing to the table.
Okay.
Him
so-
knocking a motherfucker out is something you can't do, right?
Okay.
So what
'Cause
is
he's a man,
what?
he's physically
yeah.
stronger.
So without the equalization,
Okay.
you say loyalty, you're gonna get loyalty from a guy.
Maybe loyalty and brings in a lot of other things. We talked about being submissive or subservience. I know a lot of people take that as a negative, but it's like I'm not really sure. I've never really
Right. Not
thought
really
about-
sure.
I'm not really sure because, as you guys have said, it doesn't take a lot more. It doesn't. Men don't.
Oh,
look for
so
the
the
same
standard
things.
is lower for men.
I'm not saying the standard is lower.
It sure sounds like you're saying
I'm not
that.
saying the standard is lower. I'm just saying I've never really thought about that because literally
because,
I've only been,
but men always think about that. That's what's
they?
so interesting.
I
Yeah.
don't think men always think about that.
Yeah, they actually do. They think about things almost starting in a transactional rate, right? Like, what do I get versus what you get?
Okay,
and then they move
maybe.
into what they'll settle for versus what they won't settle for, right? What you get is the privilege of saying, I've never really thought about that. Isn't that kind of like slightly problematic?
It's not, but personally,
It's not?
It's not only because personally I'm not actively dating or searching for my ideal person. Have I thought about it? Maybe.
You've dated plenty, right?
I've dated, sure. I've dated,
and
sure.
it still never crossed your mind.
I don't think it's Okay, we're not.
It still never crossed your mind.
No. It's not that it's never crossed my mind. I think it's just in a way like. So I'm gonna take it a couple steps back to
Okay.
where when I was married,
Yeah.
I kind of had my role switched where I was the one financially providing. I was the one, my husband.
Like a
stayed at
good
home.
wife?
Like a good
There's
wife.
going to be times,
I mean-
occasionally, perhaps your husband's sick, perhaps he has
no,
problems,
I'm
things
saying
like that. Mm-hmm.
for the majority of my marriage, I was the one that did that. So
Why,
I
though?
think roles, because I actually don't want to get into the details of
Okay,
it.
okay.
So, but
whatever the
regardless,
reason is, right?
My point is from my
you
perspective,
did choose that man, though.
I did, but I think I felt years into it that there could have been forms of manipulation or masking, and
Fair.
when kids come into
I'll
the
just
equation,
grant it all. I'll just grant
Yes.
it all.
Okay.
But you move forward, right?
You
so
move
you're
forward.
moving forward. How could it be possible that you can tell me what your value is or the value of women are, but when I ask you the opposition, like what is it that the man's getting on par, you're confused and don't know?
Because she doesn't have to.
Hang on.
I mean,
Let her answer.
go ahead.
No, it's okay. Can you say that to me one more time?
Yeah. What were you confused about? You said, I'm confused. I'm not really sure.
I think because I've never been in a relationship, I haven't gone past a few dates. I know you don't like the word trauma, but maybe I was a little traumatized from my marriage that I don't really know what a strong person should look like in a maybe traditional, more conservative type of relationship, which is something I would like to seek based off of hearsay and other people's anecdotal kind of situations. But I think that's why it's harder for me to say because I'm not sure.
Let's pretend
Yeah.
that we take you out of your skin and we put
Okay.
you in a man's skin, right?
Okay.
So women supposedly are great at empathy. I've never thought so. I've always thought
Okay.
men were more empathetic, and I have great reasoning ability to demonstrate they're more empathetic, but I'm just going to leave it and assume for a second women are actually more empathetic. Just because you lead with empathy doesn't mean you're actually more empathetic, from my view. But here's what I would say. Let's take you, we're going to put you in a man's skin. You swipe across yourself at like 35. You're a 35-year-old man. You've been in the dating field, this and that.
Okay.
I look at you. What do I see?
I see.
Let's start with negatives.
Okay, negatives. Okay, you're really asking me to look at myself. So
Yeah, I'm really asking
Hold
you.
on, let me put myself out, right? Okay, if I'm a guy.
So hang on.
Yes.
Let me.
Yes.
Let's do this again. I want to make sure there's no confusion.
Okay.
You are supposing in your mind, hypothetically, you're a man tomorrow. You wake up, you have your same mind, everything else, and you're looking to date. You swipe across yourself. What are the negative things you see?
I think the first thing is going to be age. What is this person doing on a dating app at her age?
What age is that?
I'm 38.
Okay.
So, but I'm not on dating
There's plenty
apps,
of 40-year-olds on dating
there,
apps.
There are plenty of
So
them.
what are the
but-
negatives?
Okay, so I think for men, that would be a negative. I feel like a lot of men look for younger women. So that would be one.
Okay.
I think depending on the person, I know you mentioned tattoos. That could be something. I got my tattoos with my
You're a
ex-husband.
man.
I am a man
In this
situation.
hypothetical,
Yes.
what do you see when you see the tattoos on the sleeves and the arms? Tell me what you see as a man.
I don't know.
You don't know.
The reason why I'm telling you this is because, I'm looking, what type of tattoos does she have? Maybe the person that I'm looking for will be similar to me. I have anime tattoos on me. I have, you know what I mean? Like these are all, this is from video gaming. Maybe she's a little bit of a nerd. If I'm being observant. I don't like
you
tattoos.
got 7 fucking seconds that you're looking at these. Hang on. 7 seconds looking at this profile. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
If that.
Okay.
So 3 seconds? What do I see? I'm you. What do I see?
Let me actually take this back. Because
All right,
you're
let's take
like,
it back.
let's look at the negatives. But if
Let's
I'm
start. Hang on.
But if
we'll
I'm a
get to
guy-
all the positives.
No, I don't forget the positives.
I just want to see the negatives first.
Forget all the negatives.
No, fucking
If I'm-
bullshit.
No.
Bullshit, Cope. Start with the negatives.
It's actually not a cope. What I'm trying to tell you is I'm looking as a guy going on a dating app.
Yeah.
They probably would see me as, oh, she's showing skin. Maybe the age I can put to the side.
Okay, age
She's
is put to
showing-
the side.
So age, okay? So, okay, she's showing skin.
What does the
she's-
skin? Let's start.
There's-
We're gonna do.
okay,
Hang on. We're gonna do one at a time.
Which can be seen as a negative.
What
which
is
why
the
I'm bringing it up.
skin? What do you think the skin is signifying to the guy?
I think she's, comfortable with showing herself a little bit. She's probably a little bit more outgoing. She's not going to be.
Does it signify promiscuity? Maybe.
I think for a majority of men, yes.
Okay,
It
so
could
we got
signify
that.
promiscuity.
What's next? What's the next negative?
I don't know.
That's it. Those are all the negatives.
I'm not
You
saying
show a
those
little
are-
bit of skin.